guys? In this video, we'll cover the difference of cubes. Depends on two formulas again. I think it's been seen on the screen right now. It goes like a cube minus b cube. So again, whatever question you have, rule number one, convert everything in terms of cube. I'll write the rules here. Just make sure you guys follow. Rules are, first one is convert everything to cubes. Okay, convert to cubes. So it either has to match form 1 or form 2. Now, listen to the formula carefully. Initially, I'll write the formula, then I'll tell you a small story as to how to remember the formula. Because end of the day, everybody writes the formula, everybody knows the formula. What matters is how many of you guys remember it. Okay, small rant there. Anyways, so a cube minus b cube goes like this. A minus b into a square plus b square plus ab. Fine. A cube plus b cube is nothing but a plus b into a square plus b square minus ab. Now this is exactly how your school teachers might have thought. Nothing against it. Listen to the story here. How do you start off? Now understand a cube minus b cube will always have two parts in the formula. The first part is in the first bracket, second part is the second bracket. Fine. Now, I'll tell you how I used to remember. Look at the left hand side. Minus meaning kind of negative, no? So let's talk about a relationship where two people are there. Okay. Relationships need not be what you guys think. It can be as simple as son and dad, mom and daughter, all those things. Okay. Now let's say two people. Just imagine out of two parts. And one more thing, to remember the second part, it's actually simple. You guys remember a plus b the whole square? It goes like a square plus b square plus 2ab. It is almost in the same form except that there is no number. Okay, so the second part is all 99% you guys know. Just eliminate the number aspect of it and you'll be able to get the answer. But remembering the signs is what makes this formula kind of complicated. I'll tell you a small story. Listen up. Left hand side is negative. Okay, so the story starts off sad. Remember that. So the story starts off sad, meaning the first part is sad. Sad meaning minus. The second part, all of them become positive. So it's a sad start, but as time keeps on going, which means as we go to part number 2, everything becomes subtle. Everything becomes positive. But the second formula, fine. The start is solid. The start is solid, which means first part is also solid. It also goes in a very proper way, positive way, but it ends on a slightly bad note. Okay, it ends on a slightly negative note, which means only the last sign changes. So the story goes like this. Here, the start is kind of negative, but as we jump to part number 2, everything is positive. Fine, but here in the second part, everything is solid, but the end is slightly negative. Guys, end means not the second part, the end of the second part. Remember that. Okay, the end means not the second part, the end of the second part. That's how it works. Now, how do you remember the second part? A plus b the whole square or a minus b the whole square. It is just that remove the 2 from it, you'll be able to get the answer. This is how it is. Rule number 1 is convert everything to cubes. Let's start off with the first question. Fine. It says left side says a cube minus 27. As I told you, convert everything in terms of cubes. So a cube is nothing but a the whole cube and 27 is nothing but 3 the whole cube. You're supposed to write that. So it will be a the whole cube minus 27 is nothing but 3 the whole cube. Rule is being satisfied. Now this is in the form of a cube minus b cube. Let's not go to the formula page again. Let's try to remember the story. It has negative, which means it's a sad start. Sad start meaning a minus 3. Fine. Then it becomes proper. It becomes solid. Nothing but a square plus b square. In this case, b is 3. No, 3x square becomes 9. Solid start means is always positive. Plus ab. A into 3 is nothing but 3a. That's my answer. Okay, that's my answer. Remember this. Simple as it is. Convert everything into cubes. Start applying the formula. Next. It says a to the power 6. Don't get scared. I told convert everything in terms of cubes. So this also has to be simple. So write a6 as a square the whole cube plus 27 be nothing but 9b the whole cube. Job done. But now it's the time for you guys to remember the story. Fine. So guys, again there's a and b here. So I would prefer learning in terms of x and y. That will make more sense. Fine. So it is the form of x cube plus y cube, which is nothing but, guys, it is plus here. So the start is solid. So it becomes a plus b. I'll let the formula here. A cube plus b cube is nothing but a plus b everything goes well, a square plus b square, but at the end there's a slight glitch meaning negative, minus ab. Fine. So here the value of a square, I mean a is a square plus b is 9b, close bracket, a square becomes a to the power 4 here. Careful there. A square the whole square it is. Okay. So that's the reason I actually prefer writing in terms of x and y. It makes more sense. A to the power 4 plus b square is 9b the whole square, which is nothing but 81b square, minus as it is a into b. 9ab will be the answer. Okay. So, saw the mistake. I wrote 9 cube. The answer is actually 3 cube. Correct, because 3 cubes gives me 27. Fine. So the answer is 3. I got to change few things there. So it will become a plus 3b here, a to the power 4, and this will become 9b square instead of 81. You shouldn't make this mistake, guys. Plus, minus as it is ab. So 3a square b it becomes 3a square b. The story went wrong, but the content was wrong. The story went right, the content was wrong. Anyways, here, the next question. There are 2 parts. Fine, we'll try converting it. But before converting, don't you think I will be able to take something common? Just like the previous video I told you, try to take something common. I know both the parts are divisible by 3. So I'll take 3 outside. I'm not able to think so much, so I'll just write xy. Let's see what on all remains. If I write xy, x to the power 6 remains, minus 81 by 3 gives you 27, x cube, y cube. Perfect. Ignore the 3xy. Whatever is there inside the bracket, convert that in terms of square. So it will be x square the whole cube. Convert that in terms of cubes. My bad. Now 9 is nothing but 3xy the whole cube. Outside 3xy remains unchanged. Do not touch that. Now 3xy outside remains as it is. Open bracket. Let's apply the story here. It's in the form of a cube minus b cube. The start is sad. So it is nothing but a minus b. A is the x square minus b. But part 2 becomes positive. It becomes a square plus b square. X square the whole square becomes x to the power 4 plus b square. 3 square is 9. X square y square plus, because it all goes positive, no? ab. X square into x is x cube. So it becomes 3x cube y. That's it. Fine. Now, should you solve further? No, I won't solve further. I would stop there itself. Look at the other part. The reason I've tried to solve this question is because it's a fraction. Doesn't make a difference anyways. So convert everything in terms of cubes. So it becomes a the whole cube minus 27 is 3 by a the whole cube. Apply the same formula, get the answer here. There's absolutely 0 changes. Same story. Fine. We'll talk about this. The reason I chose this question here is because if you feel I'm going fast, reduce the speed on your laptops or your PCs or your phones, wherever possible. Fine. I'm supposed to convert this also in terms of cube. You write a the whole cube plus. And when it comes to numbers, okay, look at the last 2 numbers, 64. What cube is 64? Ask yourself a question. 4 cube. Fine, I'll write 4. But the problem here is there was point. Blindly put 1 point there. The whole cube. A cube plus b cube is the answer. What does the story say? The start is solid until the end. There's a small glitch at the end. We'll do that. So it will be a plus b into a square plus b square. B square is 0.16 plus. Oh, sorry, my bad. Because it ends with a small glitch there. Change that to minus ab 0.4 into a. That's it. That's your answer. Don't multiply and all. You'll take a lot of time. Next question is a to the power 6 minus b to the power 6. So what? Convert everything in terms of cubes. So it will be a square the whole cube minus b square the whole cube. Now this is nothing but a cube minus b cube. Okay, fine. If you're not getting the answer, write like this: x cube minus y cube. The start is negative, which means x minus y. Part 2, everything becomes positive. X square plus y square minus x plus xy. Everything becomes positive. Now, here in this case, the value of x was a square minus b square in brackets, open brackets. X square it says. So a square the whole square becomes a to the power 4 plus b to the power 4 plus a square b square. That's your answer. Converting only is what requires a talent here. There are 2 more questions. Both are simple if you guys focus on the first part of it. Now listen, there are 4 parts in this question. The first 2 parts can be converted in terms of squares. I'll do it. Sorry, cubes. A the whole cube minus 3b the whole cube. I converted it. Now, in the next 2 part, I can find a lot of things common. Now, if you ask me, so when do we take something common? Look at the letters. A and B is present in both the sides, and both seem to be even numbers, which means divisible by 2. Let's take that. So it becomes, I'll take 2ab as common. What is left? After I take 2ab common, a in the first part is left, minus 3b in the second part is left. Cool. This is what I've got. Let's see what I can do with this. Right now, can I combine this part? Ignore this 2ab part because we'll talk about it a little later. I'll combine the first 2 parts because a cube minus b cube or x cube minus y cube, I know the answer. The start is negative. So x minus y, so a minus 3b into x square plus y square plus ab. It goes on smooth later. Fine. So it becomes x square plus y square 9b square plus ab. 3ab will be the answer for this. Plus whatever I had ignored, I'll copy paste that. Becomes 2ab into a minus 3b. Now see, careful. Right now I have 2 parts in my answers. This is part number 1. This is part number 2. Okay. In both the parts, guys, careful. In both the parts, what's common? I can see a minus 3b and a minus 3b common. Take that common out. After taking a minus 3b common out, in the first part, what and all remains? A square plus 9b square plus 3ab remains. In the second part, what remains? Plus 2ab remains. That's my answer. But if you want to go further, one more step you guys can go. A minus 3b as it is, open brackets, a square plus 9b square. This I'll be able to add. Plus 5ab. This will be our final answer. Last question. Again, similar, very similar. So look at the question properly. The first 2 parts, I don't know what to do. So since you do not know what to do, in fact, this part is what excites me. So I'll take a minus b outside. What is remaining? Minus a cube plus b cube is remaining. Careful here. I'll write minus. I'll put up brackets. A cube minus into what gives me a plus? Minus into minus gives me a plus. I changed my question and I put a bracket. Reason is because inside the bracket right now I know how to solve. I'll put one more bracket here also. I'm combining terms basically. Getting it? So I combined a minus b minus as it is. Now focus. I'll use a bigger bracket. The question says a cube minus b cube. We know the answer. The start is slow. Negative a minus b. Then everything becomes positive. A square plus b square plus ab. This is my answer. Now if you observe properly, I have 2 parts in my answer. For part number 1, part number 2. In both the parts, what is common? A minus b. I take common. After taking common, what remains? 1 in the first part, minus as it is. So since it's a minus, I'll use one more bracket inside because I am not comfortable with the minus there. That's why. After taking minus outside, what and all is remaining in the second part? This marked portion. So a square plus b square plus ab. Now I'll simplify along with the sign. So a minus b as it is. 1 minus a square minus b square minus ab. This cannot be simplified further. We will stop here. This is your answer. Subscribe for more.